it up.
And we're back.
And we're back for another episode of Bikes and Brews.
Sweaty back.
Yep.
And today we're going to be talking about Chinese bike brands that have been coming on. I mean, everybody knows that most of the big brands are made in China, but the proliferance, maybe that's the wrong word.
Proliferation of Chinese brands in the modern cycling landscape.
Ryan, Carl, RJ. We're the hosts with the mostest.
Also,
Anyways.
a lot of bikes are made in Taiwan, which is
True. That's a good point.
which is not China,
It's separate.
Currently.
It is separate.
despite what the party may want.
So I made a list because I know you guys probably need a little bit of help with this.
Absolutely.
But I broke it down into two lists. One is the cheap stuff, which pretty much they're taking open mold or really cheap stuff with the quality. I don't know if you're going to agree with me, but the quality is.
So Elves and OG Evkin?
I put Elves on the makes the cut. Okay, but we can talk about that.
I don't.
But there's more to talk about. But before we do that,
Yep.
before we dive into it, RJ, we're going to have these beers right here.
Wonderful.
What do we got here? I don't know how to pronounce that, but
Rrey.
this is a Kolsch
Something-
style beer.
Something tells me there's not a Mexican double
Number
R
one.
there.
This is a #1 Kolsch style beer, according to Rrey. And Rrey is questionable because it has 2 dots above the E
And 2 R's.
and 2 R's.
You got to roll the R.
Rrey.
That's not Spanish.
How do you say that E with the 2 dots over it?
I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
Well, it's a whole
Oh, wait, you don't have it done? Let's try to hit the lens. Oh,
no.
that was too
Got the leg.
low. One more.
Reload.
Reloading. That was a bad effort.
Ain't good.
Give it 2 dots.
Stick it in
Excuse me?
the Google.
Excuse me?
Stick it in the Google and have it pronounce it.
It's a diuresis.
Diarrhea?
Excuse me?
Diarrhea?
After you drink this beer, you're going to get
E like bet. So
Huh?
it's
like a eh.
eh.
Rrey.
So it's rare.
Rrey.
Rare.
Eh.
Which is kind of what we thought.
Rrey.
Rage
Rage Against the Machine?
How's the Y pronounced, though?
That's we got to put it in there.
Okay. Anyways.
R-E-A.
This one has... oh, it's kind of... Mine's a little bit cloudy.
Yeah.
You spat it.
It's not good. I already tried it.
Says Ryan every time.
Ryan says it every time. I like the smell.
I'll take an El Chongo.
I'll
for that.
actually say I like the smell.
It's a little meaty.
So yeah,
Excuse me?
good way. It's got some tooth to it. Something you can
gamey.
chew on a little bit,
A little animalistic for you?
which means that he's not gonna like it.
I don't. You're correct.
He doesn't like anything in it. Mine's cloudier than yours.
Yeah.
I think maybe it depends on how you poured it. Which I had the bottom of the first bottle, then I opened the second one.
Not a big Kolsch guy, but it's not bad. Mexican Kolsch.
This isn't a Mexican Kolsch. Huh?
It is.
Is it?
Product of
Did I miss that?
Yeah, this one I bought like months ago.
Oh God, great.
Kolsch style beer.
But I didn't see the Mexican part. Oh, I don't mind this.
No, it's not bad.
It's light. It's got a little bit more complexity than your typical lager or whatever. Maybe just because we're so used to that. Other people can argue that lagers and pilsners are complex, but I like it. I don't.
It says it's pronounced like Rrey.
Wow. I'm so glad we completely overthought this.
We should just call your name.
I'm like, oh.
I wonder if that's a made-up name because it's a
It's a fake
Spanish-
name. Rrey is not a real name.
What?
Nope.
What?
It's not
Yep.
Spanish.
Our producer is not a real.
I don't think our producer has a real
Not
name.
real.
No.
He's actually AI.
Yes.
Him and Hatsune Miku.
Anyway, so let's give it a rating. First, let's go ABV.
4.
I think it's higher than that. I'm going to say 5.2.
I saw it.
So what is it?
4.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're
Right in the middle of you two.
sort of. Yeah. Anyways, rate it.
4.
Wow, you really don't like it.
Well, the other one was 5, and I'd take an El Chongo over that shit.
I would take this over an El Chongo.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 7.5.
Oh, wow.
It's getting up there. I like it. I'm not in love with it, but I like it.
I'll say 6.8.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were
No,
thinking.
6.9.
I was, I
You guys kill it?
was picking up a vibe. No, there's
There's
still a
more
little
in
bit.
You can have whatever's left in there, too.
It has my name on it, so.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It's a
You
made
can
up
make a
name.
shirt out of that.
It's the new house beer for you?
Yeah, it is kind of meaty.
That is
It's a
a,
little meaty, yeah.
that is a made up name. What is your real name?
But that's why the 2 R's, I think. Actually,
Rrey.
anyways.
Meaty. Kolsch.
All right.
Mexican.
I'm good with this. This is better than most.
Yeah, I dig it. I 7 it.
I'm up there. Okay. What are we talking about? Chinese brands. So, I have 2 groups, and you guys can debate with me which fits into the first group. And then one is actually competing, and we'll talk about that more with the mainstream brands.
I know nothing
In
about
that.
this.
RJ knows nothing about this, but if you haven't noticed, I think I've been dealing with the Chinese brands for, I want to say 12 years. Because it started off with wheels for me. I didn't really trust the frames. And then when I did get the frames, I went for the really budget stuff and then picked frames that if I had some issues with it, it wouldn't affect my daily driver.
Did you
So
ever
they
have
usu-
any issues with any of your Chinese brands?
Actually, not really. The only thing is I started off with a lot of mountain bike wheels. And
That is the last thing I would.
I know, huh? But you know what? I have a couple mountain bikes, and I figured.
Let me get the unproven product for what I'm going to bounce myself down a fucking hill on
Well, it was like cross country and stuff, and I figured.
with the least amount of suspension possible.
Yeah. But I mean, if that bike got taken out, because I didn't think I would have like a crazy catastrophic. I thought like maybe I'll crack it or something, and then that bike's out of commission for a little bit, and I have another bike to fall back on, and I could break 5 sets of wheels before I'd pay for medium level.
You could, but depending on the nature of the failure, would you buy the next 4 sets?
Maybe. The only thing the only thing I had issues with is spokes, and they were like Sapim spokes, which I ordered the wheels with, so that could happen on any wheels, really. So to be honest, I had a pretty good experience with it. And then when I started getting the frames, I started off with a 29er hardtail because I wanted to do over the hump. And
Was that what you called the Wuhan Flyer?
no, this is before the Wuhan Flyer.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of this one.
Pre-Wuhan.
Yeah.
And it was cheap. I think I picked up the frame for like $450.
Oh.
And it was like super random name on it. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to stick a fork on it and some wheels. And I had a really limited budget at the time. So I'm like, this is just going to be my cheap build. But I wanted it light and carbon. And I just want to race this. And don't worry about suspension. And to this day, I don't really do my full suspension like trail bikes and everything with Chinese. Because I don't think they have the whole suspension
Kinematics.
design and all that. Kinematics sorted out. Because they're not inventing that stuff. But they're good at like doing hardtails and things, in my opinion. So, anyways, it was pretty good. It was a little heavy, but what do you get? What do you expect for a bike that costs that much? You know. So, and it checked off a lot of the boxes for it. But I wasn't comparing it to a $3,000, $4,000 frame. You know, I was kind of you see what you get. But then over the years, I started upping it and like. Because a lot of those brands, you can order the rim, the spoke, the hub, like all that stuff individually. The finish.
Yeah, they'll build it for you.
They'll build everything to you, and that's kind of a nice thing. And I actually would go like, I want red anodized nipples on the spokes and all that stuff. And even then, it would be like $500, and I'm like, sweet. You know? And then I started getting the road stuff, and at the time, I was like, I remember the first set of wheels I gave up on. Were these
Were those ones you gave to Carlos?
No, it was after that. Those ones, because those actually
Those were shit.
they were pretty bad. But you gotta remember, those are 10-year-old wheels.
They performed like it.
But the thing is, at the time,
You did not want Carlos behind you on those wheels.
yeah, No, but at the time, they were as good as what were out on the market because
Terrifying.
there was like Mad Fiber that were like 3 times as expensive. You got to remember that was the cream of the crop wheels was Mad Fiber.
Cream of the crap.
You know what I mean? And
Oh my god, those wheels.
so like when I ordered those wheels, okay, I'm kind of going all over the place. I ordered those wheels. Those wheels were like the same thing, $500 for the set. And I ordered those are Sapim spokes, and they were narrow and they were kind of V-shaped and everything. And I think I had just come off of, name some local American or big
Novatech.
no American.
Envy.
No, they weren't that high quality.
Yeah, you
Night.
were Novatech before for a while.
I was running some Novatechs.
They just went out of business.
But
Classic zip.
yeah, it was like American Classic
Rolf
that level.
Prima.
I was coming off those, which were garbage. They were busting. I had issues with the hubs and everything, and I go, I'm going to go with the Chinese brand. So that was kind of my benchmark. It wasn't like I'm going against Envy or the really high-end ones, because this is even before all that. This is...
Set of flows.
Yeah, and American Classic. That's the level they were at.
Yeah.
And I came off of those, and I go, I'm going to get these, and they were fine. I broke some spokes and everything, and they were fine. And then I didn't mind, like, somebody needed some wheels. I'm like, here, you can borrow these. Don't expect a lot of them, Carlos. But you'll be fine, because
Didn't you give some to Alfredo?
I gave him the Knights to use. I had some Knights wheels, 65D, that I was pretty disappointed with, actually.
I never heard good things about them. I knew one person who had a wheel delaminate and went down on them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's what
You get those
that
from
was
Two
a
Hubs?
standard. What's that?
Did you get those from Two
I
Hubs?
probably did. No. I actually got them from the Pros Closet.
Oh.
Oh.
And so they were already a little bit
Equally
used.
reputable.
Yes. But
True, that's mean.
they were heavy. They were like 1,700 grams. I still have them. But they're 65 millimeter deep. And at the time, you got to remember, this is 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 years ago or so. Maybe even longer. Anyways, that's what you're competing. But now they've evolved to the point where like people are starting to like go like, what are we really dealing with? I still don't think they're competing with the highest end stuff that we see. Maybe we can talk about that. So I got 2 levels. I'm gonna name off my list for the cheapest.
Are we
top.
back to frames or wheels?
Frames?
Okay.
We're gonna limit it to frames. On
Okay.
here, okay.
Okay.
So I got BXT, which you've probably
No
seen.
thanks.
Yes, they're
I
low.
value my teeth.
Sava. They have that weird
They've got
bike
that weird
with
dream maker where the fork and the stem are kind of the same piece.
And they have that like,
and they've got a kind of
that
weird ass
almost a
time trial bike.
clip-on bar arrow thing, but it's integrated into the cockpit. And like, who's gonna buy that?
Yeah, and
But I was at the trade show recently.
that's why they're all really cheap.
Elite. So they kind of got on the market, and I had some of their wheels for mountain, and they now do frames as well.
Oh, yeah, my daughter played soccer for them.
Yeah. Okay.
They make a hell of a soccer ball.
Tide Ace.
I've heard of them, never really seen anything.
Yeah.
with them.
Trifox. And I think that's the point. Is like a lot of these brands.
Trifox has been around for quite a while.
They're heavy,
They were
they're-
kind of the same generation as when like Yo-Yo was starting to get some brand
traction.
recognition. I can.
Tri-Arrow, which is I think the brand from ICANN.
Okay.
Yeah. Phillips, which I hadn't really seen too much of until
I
recently.
prefer Posidrive. It has a better feel for when you put the screwdriver in the fastener.
OG Evkin. I have it on the lower tier.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It sure is.
Thank you. Faster Way.
Faster way.
Yes.
Yeah, faster way.
Faster Way you might like. Because the Faster Way on their frames gets shortened to Faster, and it looks suspiciously like Factor. You can Google that one. I'll put it on the screen for you
Why
guys.
do they have to do that?
Then there's Seraph.
I'm not familiar with them.
Okay. Twitter.
Yeah, I've never taken them seriously. That is
There's
low.
a Twitter bike.
That is low tier
Never seen
shit.
that.
Hygie, which is Hygge.
Not familiar with them.
I'm assuming a lot of these brands are like open mold brands.
Yeah.
They're just badge. They have to put something.
The Heidi, they make a lot of e-bikes. I've seen that.
Okay. Airwolf, which I think they make decent
Was Star
component
Fox
stuff.
taken?
Like bars. Delahaye, which I had a rim brake bike, aero bike on.
And I always thought that was just like, oh, it was really popular in India. Because I always think Delhi.
No, I got it for pretty cheap, and actually that thing, oh my gosh, talk about stiff. I had no issues with quality with that, other than it being stiff as
Because it was full of concrete.
You know what? The thing is, like, at least I appreciate that they overbuilt it, so I didn't have to worry about it. I just had to worry about the weight, because felt like I was dragging a lead weight.
It would break you before you broke it.
Yes.
Great.
Alinera, Minor, Kakati, SB Cycle, and Vellum. Yeah. Anyways, so let's skip now. Let's just skip to the bigger ones now.
Yeah, we would say you're scraping the barrel with that shit.
You're scraping the barrel. So now I think in general you're looking at more.
Oh, you know who you've missed, which is in my opinion one of
Okay,
the lower
please detail.
fucking Tan.
Oh, I don't know that brand.
Oh, so
Seen it.
so Tan
Do they carry
is
that at Two Hubs?
no, but they couldn't tell you. No, Tan is notorious for making bikes that look suspiciously like other larger Western brand bikes.
And I think some of these brands have no problem
Yes.
making knockoffs. Let's
Yes.
just say it. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so the ones that I think are elevated and some Western brands or distributors are looking at seriously are some Tavello, which is kind of questionable.
They're already here in the U.S.
Yeah. Elves. You think it goes back into the first tier.
Elves is the top of...
It's the bottom of the higher end stuff, I think.
I wouldn't say it's the bottom of the higher end. I'd say it's the top of the worse. It's the cream of the crap.
Okay. Sika.
Sika's good.
I think Sika has some
I base that
pretty
on
solid
no
ones.
experience, only branding, because, you know...
Well, the thing is, they're really hard to get a hold of here because the demand has been so high.
Well, they're also really hard to get a hold of because until recently they didn't have any English copywriting.
Yeah. They have the Sika Spear, which I think it turned a lot of heads. All the rest of their lineup was kind of whatever. When they came out with the Sika Spear, and they hired Western Brand to help with their marketing and branding. And
They also burned a lot of people because a lot of people made pre-orders and then bikes didn't ship for a really long time.
Yeah.
So for a while, anytime I was looking for a chuckle, I'd go to Sika's Instagram page and just go through all of the angry customers. Like, where the fuck is my bike?
But just to give you some context, the Sika Spear they're retailing for about $2,800 for the frame. So
Yeah,
now we're starting to approach a different area where it's like, is it worth the savings? Because now you're entering that realm where you're competing against Canyon.
No, you go buy a Giant also.
You can get a Giant, so does it really, win space? I think
They're fine.
I guess it's all in context.
They're fine.
Yeah. Yo-Yo?
I hate the name and I wouldn't ride one.
Yeah.
I've heard they're good quality.
I've heard good things about them. Mike Nasco, actually, I turned him on. This was probably 6 years ago. He was looking for a wheel set for his S-Works SL6 or whatever. And I said, get some Yo-Yos, put it on there. Don't spend a ton of money. You'll be fine. And he was actually, I think he has them to this day still, maybe. And I was impressed by him at the time. Big Rock, your favorite. So I'm going to lay them off because these all going to... Pandapodium distributes all these brands, which is a British guy who's kind of made his home in China.
He lives in mainland China. He used to
Mainland
work for
China.
Winspace.
And I think he's helping identify some of these higher quality brands and distributing them.
Yep.
So that kind of makes it a bigger deal. Quick Pro, which I've gone down the road of,
Yep, there's one right there.
went right out of our view, and I'll try to post a picture of that. Evolve,
Don't
which
know
is
that.
also a Pandapodium. I don't know much about that brand. And Voice Fellow,
Don't know them.
and then XLab.
XLab, I'd basically just put as Chinese Trek.
Yeah.
You've also missed Partis.
I don't know that one.
Partis is a Chinese domestic brand that is very, very common. A buddy of mine was just doing a big ride over on the border of China and Tibet, area called Qinghai Lake. and he was sending me pictures, and everybody was on a fucking Pardus. I'm like,
Interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
I think they're blurring the lines even more so, some of these brands, including Quick Pro and XLab. XLab actually has full international
XLab
tour team.
So XLab is made by, what's their company again?
Merida.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No. It's
Swanson.
I forgot the name of
Samsonite.
it, but I know that XLab, it was a not so secret that XLab's parent company had been making a very large amount of bikes for a very large Western company, which may have started with the letter T.
Gotcha.
Because a friend of ours used to work for another brand of bike manufacturer who did kids' bikes, and they were constantly told that no, we cannot increase capacity because we have other clients who've already purchased that capacity, and the other client was a large Western manufacturer that starts with the letter T and might end with wreck. So So when they entered the Pro Peloton and everybody's like, oh, is it going to be good? And it's like, they've already been making bikes that have been in the World Tour for a number of
long
years.
time, and I think that's the point, and I think that's why a lot of people are taking these brands a little bit more serious, because these have been kind of the Merida of our
XDS.
generation,
That's
this
what
new
it is.
generation, where they've been behind the scenes making stuff for a long time, and then now they're like, we want a piece of the pie. Let's brand it ourselves and put it out there. So and they're doing a pretty good job of like hiring teams and stuff, because I know Quick Pro has a team. They have a few teams. They have an East Coast, the United States. They have a team. The livery on that's pretty cool with the two stripes and everything. XLab has a world tour team. Now, actually, weren't they a Tour de France, or they were in a Tour Giro? I think it was.
What are you talking about?
XLab?
XLab is Astana.
Astana rides him.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's a world
That's a
tour.
world
That's
tour.
what I mean. Yeah. But but Astana's not. They're not at the Volta.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
they are.
Okay.
They're just not good.
Just not doing Maybe that's why I don't
Seen
notice
them on
them.
TV.
But they were at the first two tours.
You know who else you might not know is there? Picnic Post NL.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think that's a serious contender. And I was actually seriously looking at the XLab bike. I was looking at buying a new bike.
Windspace has a women's team too that they sponsor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's Women's World Tour, right?
Yeah. So I think they're doing some interesting stuff. And to back it up, there was a big kind of scandal in 2024. I don't know if you heard about it, where the LaPierre team.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So LaPierre team had an issue where their riders were not very comfortable riding the LaPierre bike.
Can't imagine why.
So they actually got unbranded bikes from China. And the problem with it is, like, that would have been okay. But they got, that one.
That's the Pardus.
Is that the Pardus?
Yeah.
It's a decent looking bike.
Yeah, no, it's... Have a look. Yeah, those are apparently very common in China.
But they put a UCI sticker on it when it wasn't approved. So I think that's what hurt them so bad.
Yeah, the UCI is still angry about the $3 per sticker they didn't get.
Yeah. But my point is, the team riders trusted an un-UCI, non-branded, blank bike from China over a LaPierre.
LaPierre.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a little bit.
Oh, it already sunk in. The thing is how many of the team riders even had a choice versus were, hey, take this bike. It's what you're going to ride. Yeah. Oh, it's got a sticker on it.
Well, if you're a good rider, you can put your foot. I mean, Tom Boonen used to. That's the whole thing with Time. Like, he used to.
We're talking about a
FDJ rider.
We're not talking about a World Tour team.
Well, they're sort of a World Tour team.
No,
FDJ.
No. It wasn't FDJ that got busted. It was.
Yeah, it was.
No, that was a British British
it was
pro team.
FDG. That was on
No,
LaPierre.
FDJ did not get busted running non-UCI approved teams.
I think you might be right now.
That was like a British Conti team.
Okay, but even then, they put aside LaPierre for one, and trusted an unbranded, non-UCI approved.
So this was
blank
last
bike.
year. If you dig into like the history on that issue, I think they were having issues with like fork failures or something.
With LaPierre.
Yes.
Yes.
And
They trusted an unbranded.
and LaPierre was not able to get them more bikes.
Yes.
And the team just said, okay, well, fuck it. We're just going to go get whatever bikes we can. Mm-hmm. And then they wound
probably
up.
don't have a budget.
Exactly. So they had to get whatever the cheapest thing they could was.
But that's at the pro level. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like just some local schmoes in Southern California. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a race, which is, you know, it's got to hold up there. The guys that are running the show had to have some confidence in it. Yeah.
It was what they had budget for.
Yeah, I don't know if you stick pro riders on it, even if they don't. Anyways, point is, I think the times are changing. I think it's getting to be a gray area because the prices are increasing. With the tariffs, who knows what's going to happen?
I was going to say, I don't think half these brands will end up making any real foothold in the U.S.
We'll see.
And I think a lot of the legacy brands will start to thin out.
I think it took a long time for like WindSpace and everything to make headway space in the United States. They had to get to the point where they were solid enough to.
Well, and they made their name on less expensive products, which were
but
surprisingly
not dirt
high.
cheap.
Yeah, they were less expensive, but they were surprisingly high quality versus what their consumers were receiving.
Sure.
The issue now is if you're any one of those brands that you had just rattled off, you're now trying to enter a market without any brand recognition, and you're going to go ahead and have a higher cost basis for bringing the stuff in because of the
I think
tariffs.
they're not gonna do it overnight. I think they're gonna start doing their own teams and things like that, like X Lab.
No, like I wouldn't be surprised if we saw X Lab come to the U.S., which X Lab is just XDS's version of like an S Works or.
I think it's a sharp looking bike. I think the X Lab bike's sharp looking.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And they're only getting better.
it's fine. I mean, it's just it's as good as anything else. If the factory wants to come to the U.S., they'll come to the U.S., but for how big the domestic market in China is, they haven't really expressed any interest in coming.
Well, I think they're having a hard time meeting the demand. Like even with Sika, they can't even meet the demand that they have, and they're not in the U.S.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, and that's the other part is when you're talking about the price of a Sika is at $2,800. That's before tariffs.
That's before tariffs, and that's when they have to do the conversion and everything to get it over here and all that stuff.
So what's a Tarmac SL8 non-S Works cost?
Oh, geez, there's probably double that.
Tarmac.
It's probably not a good example.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if a Tarmac Pro frame set. Tarmac Pro frame set that's S Works. S Works.
Yes.
Fucking SL6.
So I have a Chinese. I have a purely Chinese brand. I have the Quick Pro ER1, and we'll go over that in a different episode. But so far, I've been really happy with it. I just started riding it.
You completed a bike.
I finally completed it.
We're proud of you.
I have a lot of bikes in the build phase, and I finally
Okay.
have that one.
Retail on a 2025 Specialized Tarmac SL8 frame set, non-S Works, is $3,500.
Yeah, so you're approaching those numbers. Like, what would you rather have? So you really got to look at it on paper what you're getting and what is worth it.
So if it's $2,800 plus 25% in tariffs, you're $3,500
with the tariff. Yeah, well,
Good
the tariffs is really going to affect a lot of things.
And
But
no
the
local
tariffs,
support.
The tariffs are going to be affecting S Works too because they're manufactured over there, so you can't forget that.
No, but what you are forgetting is that when the bikes are brought over by Specialized,
Right.
they're going to go ahead and get tariffed at a much lower rate.
Right, but they're still going to have to absorb that. So you're not going to see in a year from now. You're not going to see an S Works for $3,500, or the SL, the lower tier. Sorry.
Yes, but my point is if they are doing what every other brand is going to do, is they're going to bring the frame sets in, and the declared value for those frame sets is going to be much lower than what they're actually going to list it for. As the
I think it's anybody's guess what's going to happen because this everything that's going on with the economy and everything tariffs is anybody's guess what's really going to happen. So we'll see. It's going to be a shit show. Anyways, I'm so far. I think I wholeheartedly suggest getting one of these bikes, but it's at a different level. Like I'm not paying the sticker shock value of a $12,000 bike.
I would say it's a different customer. If you're somebody who is savvy enough to go ahead and do the research and
I don't think
you know what bike you want and need if you know the geometry you're after, buying a Chinese bike makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
this isn't going to show up in a showroom where a guy that's just the weekend warrior is going to walk in and pick up. Like, you got to do your homework. You got to know what you're
Don't.
getting.
Yeah, you're not going to be somebody who's brand new to cycling, just being like, I'm gonna go back. Pro
Absolutely.
year one.
Absolutely. They
That
wouldn't
would
have done with me because there was some build snags that I had to deal with by when I was putting this thing together.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
If you're brand new, go to like a local shop.
I wouldn't suggest it if you're brand new. There's too many little things like it didn't come as a complete build. I had to figure out the bottom bracket issues, like all this stuff.
Yep.
So, anyways,
Cool.
so that should do it. I think,
Nice.
yeah. We'll see what happens. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think about what's happening with some of these brands?
Tell us all about how we're being ripped off in the comments.
Yeah.
Insert
totally.
the Airwolf theme here.
The Airwolf. Yeah. I like that. Like and subscribe, and we're out of here.
Later. Oh, get me out from behind.